Hello, Ronald. What have we got here, mate? Doctor Who, The Collection, Season 7. Now, this is one. Now, I think I usually say this quite often. Oh, this is one I've been waiting for a long, long time. But genuinely, Season 7 is one that I've been waiting for perhaps the longest time. Not only because it means I think we have one Pertwee left to go. I think it's his final one. So we'll have, instead of him holding the Nestine meteorite, we'll have him holding the Metabolus 3 crystal for his final season. But this is because this, in my opinion, is the best season of Classic Who to exist. Because consistently, every single story in this season is just good. Well, that's Pertwee in general, isn't it? Where just every single story that Pertwee has is just absolutely amazing in some way or another. Or just, well, not amazing, because you've got stuff like the Time Monster and you watch that and the mutants and think, wow, this is really bad, or this is really mediocre. But consistently, he has the best run of just solid 6 to 9 out of 10 stories. Because that's who he is. He's Action Man John Pertwee, the Tory who looks like a Tory, I guess. But anyway, enough about him. Look at this gorgeous cover for Season 7. Of course, as I said, him holding the Nestine Consciousness meteorite. Very bold face. On the front, we've got the, I don't remember what they're called. Are they called like plasma something from Inferno? Oh, they've got a special name, but it's used Starman's gas. The Ambassadors of Death, the Silurians, and of course the Autons, byproducts of the Nestines. God, Lee Binding always just knocks it out of the park with this stuff. And this season, despite the fact that I think some of the scenes in Spearhead from Space are quite ridiculous, especially compared to, let's say, I don't know, Dalek, which has got a 12 rating. PG, only PG. On the bottom, his TARDIS, though, let's be honest, doesn't really get much action this season. Then looking on the back, as ever. No, why don't we just take off the sleeve, have a look at the back. We get a better look at the TARDIS itself. Wow. It's strange, though, because he never uses the Vortex in this season, so it's just kind of going off of whatever he can. Well, that's not entirely true, is it? Because he does use it to go to the Inferno Earth. How did that work again? I don't remember, because he didn't have the dematerialization circuit. Was he just pulled through it? I'm sure it's explained in the story. Anyway, Doctor Who, The Collection, Season 7. Continue your Doctor Who archive with the ultimate collector's set. Spearhead from Space, Doctor Who and the Silurians, The Ambassadors of Death, and Inferno. 4 stories, all with Liz Shaw, who's basically a one-time companion for this season, which is strange, because it's unfortunate for Caroline John, of course, who played... how have I just forgot Liz Shaw's name after saying it? But yeah, it's unfortunate for Caroline John. For a long time, she thought that people hated her as a companion, but no. It's just really unfortunate that her contract was cancelled and like, oh, well, we've got Katie Manning now instead. New documentaries in conversation with John Levine. Oh, that's going to be a good one. Considering John Levine over the past few years has gone completely off the rails and been banned from several conventions, you know that's going to be a fun one. Behind the Sofa, as ever, fantastic. We've got Katie Manning, Janet Fielding, Sarah Sutton, Matthew Waterhouse, Sophie Aldred, Toby Heddock, and Caroline John's daughter Daisy Ashford, and husband Jeffrey Beavers. Wow, that is quite a couch. Couch? Sofa. Oh, God. I'm watching too much American shows recently. Yeah, with Nicholas Courtney, of course, because he is basically just the companion of this season, let's be honest. Caroline John is there as Liz Shaw. But what does Liz Shaw do? Absolutely nothing. Anyway, onto the discs. Let's have a look inside. Fantastic. Him falling out the TARDIS. I don't think there's a better image that you could have pulled for this season, really. And then if we have a look inside... Oh, I have nearly just pulled that off, have I? That's unfortunate. Having a look inside. More exciting products from Doctor Who. Right, usually they don't update this and they just leave it. And it's like the same old crap every single time. So have they managed to pull something good out this time or not? Never Sounded So Good. Audio dramas from Big Finish. Finally, some 15 Doctor Titan comics stuff. Very nice. That might have been in the last one. Lost in Time. Don't play it. It's a waste of time. Oh, literally. Scales of Injustice. Scales of Injustice. I'd rather get the original, to be honest. 15 Doctor Sonic Screwdriver. Fantastic. I could go get it right now. Invasions of Earth, A Secret History. Dalek, oh god, people have not been very happy with this because it's like, in the end of it, it's going to cost over £1,000 to get the entire Dalek, and it's probably not even going to run that long. So all they've got right now is a dome and an eye stalk. They've managed to put together Hoodle, which they've just literally copied a game that's online. You can just play that yourself. Fear Itself, Doctor Who magazine, and of course some classic merchandise that no one will buy. Brilliant stuff. Thank you very much, Doctor Who. Thanks, BBC. Looking at here, get a better image of what we saw before on the back. So this is them in the caves with the Silurians. And taking this out, just have a look inside. Fantastic. Is this... When is this a reference to? Is this from the Silurians? Or is this when he has it in that garage in Inferno, the TARDIS console? Because this isn't... We don't know. We never actually see the interior of his TARDIS in this season. At least I think I'm correct in saying that. I might be wrong. You know, we'll just put the thing in there first before we have a look at the booklet itself. So, going on to the booklet. Down to Earth. Welcome to Season 7. Doctor Who might have ended in 1969. In a parallel world, Patrick Troughton's final season may have been the last we ever saw of the Doctor and the TARDIS. But despite flagging viewing figures and a belief within the BBC that the programme had its day, a new season was commissioned when suggested replacement series fell through. Interesting, I didn't actually know that. You'd think that, considering they'd done it once with Pat and gone, yeah, right, well, this actually worked out pretty well. We thought it'd only last a week, but well done to him. Thought, yeah, let's keep it going. It's making us quite a bit of money at this point with merchandise and stuff. Yeah, nice introduction page. And that image... What on earth is going on there? You can tell they've just pulled as many costumes as they can out the back. Got an Ice Warrior, which of course would appear back later. Cybermen, which he never met. Interestingly enough, well, until Five Doctors. The Yeti, which he never met either, though it was in the Five Doctors. Rewatched that recently. God, it does not hold up as well as I remember it. Spearhead from Space on disc 1. Nice image of Nick and Caroline. Now that is amazing. Graphic design is just an absolute wonder to look at, isn't it? You think all these images that have been put together, so just crisp and sharp. Channing, genuinely the best villain in the entire classic series. His performance is just out of this world. Though you'd know that if you watched my New Beginnings review of Spearhead from Space. Yeah, you don't need to do that. Anyway, Doctor Who and the Silurians. It's strange how this was Doctor Who and the Silurians, but then... They never really did that again. It's just like Doctor Who and the Time Monster. It's just the Time Monster. It's just the Silurians. Doctor Who and the Daleks. Or the Mutants. Or the Dead Planet. Yeah, anyway. That is brilliant. Them in the caves and the Silurian with its third eye. Excellent. Have I missed a page? Nope. 3 of them. Oh, with Bessie. This would have been the first appearance of Bessie, would it, in the Silurians? Surely. No, of course not, because he steals the car from the guy in the hospital. Yeah. God, I'm forgetting my favourite season now. The Ambassadors of Death. Runs a little bit too long, but it's a really good one to watch all together. And quite an interesting premise. Inferno, of course, the classic amazing story. Nick Courtney in an eye patch, and when he turns around, everyone's wearing an eye patch. He's trying not to laugh. Fantastic final image there. Could have probably picked a better one of... What is he called in the other universe? Like the General or something? Instead of the Brigadier? A couple of black and white shots, because of course, most people still at this point would be watching the show in black and white. They didn't have colour TVs yet, because they would have been a bit too expensive. I think that's Stallman, isn't it? And on the back, Silurian in the caves with a dinosaur. Lovely. Let's chuck that back in. God, these sets never fail to impress me, ever. I always love them, apart from the fact when that one came broken. Was it like season 15 or something? Something like that. Anyway, on to the discs. So, disc 1, Spearhead from Space. Disc 2, Doctor Who and the Silurians. Centre that in the middle. Oh, thank you, Movecall. Yeah, as you can see, currently 20 to 1 in the morning. God, I have nothing better to do. The Ambassadors of Death, disc 3. Disc 5, oh sorry, disc 4. Disc 5, Inferno. Disc 6, as always. Inferno again. Inferno again. Must be some more extra content on there. And finally, disc 7, the bonus disc. And as always on the back, why is this one really... There we go. John Pertwee's lovely face. Excellent. Well, as always, if you found this video mildly interesting, then consider leaving a like and subscribing down below, and maybe checking out my other content if you haven't. It's a lot more interesting than just unboxing stuff that comes along, but I mean, come on, it's the collection sets. We've got to show them off. At this point we've started, we might as well finish them all, because we're very close now. We've got, I think, 1 Davison to go, 1 Baker, Sylvester and Colin are done, apart from, of course, the Twin Dilemma being in season 21, which is such a shame, because... Thank you, BBC, for making a really stupid decision and airing the Twin Dilemma a week after your best story you ever made. Really great idea, that one. Pat hasn't had any yet, which, I mean, it's not surprising, is it, when his best season's season 6, I mean, that's my opinion, but it's also right. And season 6 has the Space Pirates, which is almost entirely missing. Such a shame. I think the closest now will be his first season, is it season 4 with the Highlanders? And that's the only thing that's not complete. And I mean, they could do the Highlanders, but it'll just be, one, Tartan, really annoying to animate Tartan, so I've heard. I'm not an animator myself, just want to preface that. And also, it's a really, like, boring story to animate, because it's just them in the Highlands of Scotland fighting redcoats. Yeah, but it's Jamie's first story, so it is monumental in some way. But season 4 would be really good to have. And then, of course, Hartnell, he's had his season 2, so we've got 1 and 3 left to go. So we're nearly done, honestly, considering they're going at a pace of 2 a year. And, of course, they have to do animations for a couple of them. I think we're very, very close now, honestly. I think we could be done in the next 3 years, let's say. 4 years? Who knows? A man can but dream. But anyway, guys, yes, as always, thanks for watching. If you find this mildly interesting, consider leaving a like and subscribing down below. But, as always, thanks for watching.